So one of the main goals with these campers were light. Easily 3 people can lift them on and off. I think they're the 300-pound range, and waterproof. We're out in the Northwest and we get so much rain out here. It's a monsoon season all winter long, so if it's not rain, it's snow and wind. So keeping them light for the trucks so you're not too under power, and keeping them as dry as you possibly can. So we sealed these things up the best we can, because I've seen too many campers out here in the Northwest just going to hell from little leaks, and building them durable as well. So light, waterproof, and durable. Simple. We don't need a bunch of frills or gimmicks, don't need a bathroom, nothing like that. Keep them basic. Something to be said about simplicity.
I did put a shower in mine.
Yeah. So this video is mainly set up in 3 different parts. First part, we go over a little bit how we built the campers. Second part, we take them out on their initial shakedown test, really rough roads and a really stormy, rainy night to see how waterproof the campers really are and how they hold up on those gravel roads, and do some camping. Third part, we actually go a little bit of a tour, show reasons why we built stuff a certain way. So enjoy the video. All right, so last night we were working on these campers for a while, and big windstorm, power went out, so the rest of the work we had to do with some LED lights, camera lights and stuff, and it made doing the bench seat a lot harder. So we decided to bail out last night and come back, and power's fixed, so back on with the camper build today. So here's where we're at on these. It's just starting to wrap all the seams and all the corners. Slow process, but it's sealing up pretty well. As you know, there's no seams whatsoever in all the panels, just in the corners. Got 2 inches overlap with some screws. Everything's getting covered. Out here in the Northwest, it is so hard to keep water out of campers, so we're trying our best to make these extremely watertight for this climate. Well, since last time we were out here working on the campers about a week ago, we got some snow. Back at my place, we got about 14 inches, melted down to about 4, some ice below it. So I'm gonna start shoveling out here. So before I go ahead and start telling you guys what kind of materials you use on these things, I want to make sure they're actually tried and true. There might be some panel delamming and things like that, so I don't want to lead anybody astray. But I think if we make a round 2 of these, we even have better materials to work with in the future. All right, we got the campers all loaded up. We got heaters hooked up a few hours ago. I was hoping we could get an earlier start, but Andy was working today and I was doing a bunch of work on my FJ. But we gotta go up to the store, get some petrol, a few snacks, and head up to a camping spot for the first night of camping on these things. So, see how they do. The first spot we tried to go to was gated. The Forest Service road is gated, so we're gonna push on further. We gotta go for another, I don't know, 10 or 15 miles out on some highways before we get onto another gravel road and find some good camping. Starting to rain pretty heavy out here now. Good night to test these campers out. It is pouring outside. Give you a good shakedown to see how waterproof they are. Man, nobody's out tonight. I haven't seen any cars for the last 10 miles or so. It's just coming down like crazy out here. All right, buddy.
Get up.
That was raining like crazy out there for a while. What, 2 cars in the last 10 miles or so?
Yeah, we're definitely not going to see anybody that way.
Yeah, so we just got to the dirt road area we're going to head out on, and it's pretty wet. Got some snacks, got some beverages, got some warm campers. Trucks are running tip-top.
I don't know why they're running so good. The weather got shitty and they just started purring like kittens.
All right, here we go. Heading that way and up into the mountains. Damn it, road washout 5.2 miles ahead. That's not good. All right, we drove the 5.5 miles out here. It does look like we can get the trucks through here. I don't know how much worse it gets. There's just a big pothole here, some concrete blocks. Gonna go up here a little further and see what it looks like. Well, we'll run the trucks up and see. It might just be around the corner. Maybe there's a giant washout, I'm not sure. So Let's hope for the best. Hopefully get the trucks through.
Yeah.
Could just be barricading it here for so people don't go off the edge. I don't know.
I think they're going to put something bigger up in front of it. I don't know if this is just, it looks like it was starting to wash here too.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We'll run the trucks down, see what we get to. So there's like a creek coming down the side of the road here. And this is cut pretty bad. This all washed. Goes down about 30, 40 feet down there. I could see this being an issue because the whole road is cut away.
Yeah, this thing's on its way, dude.
Well, there's a whole creek flowing. They haven't cleaned out the culvert. There's a creek coming out of the hillside here.
Yeah, this part is going to go at some point.
Yeah, this is blowing out here pretty bad.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully that's the worst of it, but I'm sure there's a whole road's washed out.
There's a bad one up here.
There's another washout right there. The road's just blowing out. Good thing these trucks are skinny. Let's see what else we come up with. Well, I think I checked the odometer and we're beyond the washout, so I think they must have repaired it and that re-sloughed it. The trucks were skinny, so we got through. Someone's been cutting out the road here, which is good. It's like a tree tunnel through here. But trucks are small. Should be able to get through all this. It's mucky. As long as we don't come across too many major down trees, we should be good.
Looking bleak back there when we saw that sign, but I'm glad we kept moving because other than some down trees, we're able to kind of snake under. It looks like we made it through some of the worst of it, so we're going to be able to get through.
Push on. I think we got to climb quite a bit before we can kind of get over the highest point. And
there could be another washout too, who knows?
And some gnarly trees too. We've had a lot of wind and rain, so we'll see.
Worst case, we just camp for the night.
Oh yeah. We've been getting a crazy amount of rain lately, a bunch of windstorms too, so a bunch of trees all over the road, sides of the road and branches, but these little creeks are just ripping right now.
Yeah, this is where I thought it would have washed out. It did. There's a lot of new crushed rock all across here too.
Yeah.
The roadway's been fixed, so.
Bunch of re-graveling here and stuff, so I think there's been a bunch of this stuff that's been repaired.
Water coming off the hillside right now.
So the really cool thing is that road, that big washout that was on there, it wasn't too bad. Maybe if you had a full-size truck or a semi-truck, it'd be an issue. The side was kind of sloughing away, but so far so good. We've been getting some good progress. I think we probably got another 8 to 10 to go. Keep pushing on. Hopefully don't come across any really gnarly washouts up ahead or any giant amounts of trees across the road. Dude, look at the size of those pipes over there.
We're running on some serious drainage work, which is good because it means this road might actually have a chance of surviving.
Crazy culverts here, man. Wow, watch your head on that, man. That's giant.
What are you doing here?
Hey, it's shelter for the night.
You can sleep in there.
Well, that's good. I was a little worried about them decommissioning this road, but seeing all those culverts here means that they're going to be doing some work to keep the road open in the future, hopefully. Hey man, I got some burritos. I've been kind of keeping them warm on the floor of the truck with the heater. You want a few?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, let's get into a few. I'm gonna move my truck over the side. I don't think we're gonna see anybody. I haven't seen anybody the last hour.
I think the sign that says the road's washed out might turn most people back.
Well, let's get into those burritos. Got them down here where the heater's blowing out to kind of keep them warm.
Oh, my leg fell off, dude.
Well, like we're going for the shakedown, you know?
Yeah, I was like, damn, that was...
I thought these canopy latches were going to be a little hokey about this.
Now I gotta find it.
I think what we're going to have to do is put a little tab of weld on here. That was the bolt that held them on was a little on the cheap side, so at least it's inside the camper.
Maybe.
It has to be.
I didn't hear anything fall out.
I think it fell out a long time ago. I checked mine, see if it's held up. They're a little on the cheapo side. Oh, mine's still on. This is what he's looking for. The sleeping bag fell off there. It's pretty rattly. We're cruising around. Everything's flooding out here. Hey, look at that culvert. Half full of gravel. There's those burritos. So the mystery is what happened to the door latch.
Where it went, man. Could have fallen off, landed down there, and then come forward this direction.
Yeah, we'll dig around, find it. You can bungee cord it closed if you need to. For the night. This is the full shakedown. I mean, literally shakedown on these campers.
Shake apart.
Heater set up and fuel tank's looking good on there. Should check my fuel tank. So the fuel tank's holding up good. Things looking good there.
This thing's all tortilla, dude. Look at that.
Oh no.
Dry. Water. Some water. This might help. There we go.
What about the chicken tenders?
That's what I told the lady they were out.
So unfortunately, there was 3 bean and cheese and 1 barbecue. Not into this one. I'll eat it. I'll take one for the team.
I'll do it, dude. Yeah, I'll do it. I'm pretty hungry. It's all right.
Okay.
There's worse flavors out there.
Yeah. Ray might be letting up a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, snacked our low quality gas station burritos and
Barbecue beef. I didn't even thought of that, dude. That's like a weird thing to put in a burrito.
barbecue sauce.
Barbecue beef, like what a weird thing.
Yeah, out of all those things, it's very common at gas stations though. I don't know why, it's my least favorite.
And then it was on and off, and I was trying to get it.
GoPros. We're not using GoPros right here, but they are awful.
Yeah. Pretty terrible.
All right, I think we're gonna push on probably another hour. Go visit some friends here, and pretty cozy in the little camper. It's dark as hell out here. There's just tree debris everywhere on the road still. I think once we get done with this section of gravel, we'll be on gravel roads for about 25 miles here. Crossing from one highway to another section through the hills and foothills to small mountains here. Pretty nice, someone's cut this section and dragged it out of the way here. think this camera really shows just how much is really coming down out here right now. Well, we made it through. No major washouts, no major trees across the road. Gonna hop back on the highway. So you know the route from here.
Yeah, I think we just went 52 miles, but I'm not.
Yeah,
good,
that's pretty good. Yeah.
Most of it was on the dirt too. We were in. So yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll let you jump in front here.
Let me set up.
No problem. Still doing about 55 on the highway. Well, made it to our camping spot for the night. I think it's about almost 1 a.m. right now. Hung out with some nice people, had some good little snacks and beverage, and just hanging out in the camper now. And got the heater, turned it on about an hour ago, and it's super warm in here. Got the skylight open and the window open, and probably gonna turn off the heater pretty soon because it's plenty hot, almost too hot to sleep in here. So still, you can hear all the raindrops hitting the top of the roof. It's definitely raining out there still, but not too bad. Pretty cozy. I'm enjoying this little camper so far. Well, I slept great in here last night. Kept the window cracked open down here and bed up here. Whew. Look, it stopped raining. It's going to be a nice day out there today. So with charging cell phones and cameras and lighting in here and running the diesel heater, that battery box still has 84%. I turned it on yesterday, I think around 6 p.m. and I've been using all those items, and so far I've been really happy with that. Been holding up pretty well. This spot right by the river. We're just heading out now from camping. Some super nice people we met last night down by the river, and we're gonna go get some snacks along the way and work our way back today. This is just like a real quick overnight shakedown of the campers, and literally shakedown. Took them up some really rough gravel roads. Shook them up pretty well, and everything worked out good other than Andy's latch coming loose, which was pretty simple. But rained like crazy last night, and the campers held up fine, no leaks, so we're all pretty good with that. Well, want to do a little walk around the camper before we wrap up the video. Last night we got started pretty late after getting the heaters installed, and it was pretty wet out there, so it's kind of hard to do much filming after dark. But I'll give you guys a little bit of tour. Here's the camper, real basic. Still got a lot of work to do in here. Got some lighting in here, got a little power station, pretty simple for charging camera gear, cell phones and things like that. Stayed super toasty last night, a little 2 kilowatt diesel heater. So here's the 2 kilowatt heater. Put 2 hatches in the bunk so you can get the stuff. There it is. Really works well. These heaters are amazing. Put a little link down below to what I have here in case anyone wants a little 2 kilowatt or 5 for a project. 2 is plenty for this thing. I decided to carpet the bunk and around the walls up 16 inches all the way around, just because I've spent a lot of time in sailboats in the past, and I really like sometimes where they have a little bit of carpet over the fiberglass on the forward berths, just to kind of, if you leaned up against it, keep you a little warmer. Finished the rest of it with tongue groove cedar, and I think it turned out pretty good. The whole thing with these campers are just making them simple and functional. pretty happy so far how these campers turned out. Got a little skylight vent up here, simple RV one. You can open and close for ventilation. Got a window that opens behind me right over here. This slides up, it's got a little screen on it. And have a hatch over here. You can also hop out of it if you really need to, if the door got blocked or something. But I'll show you on the outside why we decided to do hatches like this. They're just simple little RV, like exterior hatches to access like a battery or anything, and we use them as little doors on here. And so the reason we went for these hatches, well, we're going budget. Every bit of window you put in these things makes the camper heavier, so we didn't want to put too much glass in them. And this is something you can hop out if you need to, but mainly it's on the driver's side of this machine. We can lock them. They're super light. They're insulated. And I can reach in here. We got a little power bank down here, so I can reach in, charge camera gear. That thing's been running the 2 kilowatt heater. Super simple. But another thing is, I've had a lot of campers before, and every time you say you go to the grocery store, you get some groceries, lower down the tailgate, open the door of the camper, put your groceries in. This thing, you come right here, open this up, drop your groceries in here, and you head on, not fiddling with the tailgate as much. It seems like a super convenient little thing to install on here, so that was one of the main reasons we went that route.
And so for the Acty, I went ahead and I completely redesigned it. It's not really anything like my brother's. I went with more of a square shape. Just because it's the best use of space, but I do like the curves Michael integrated in his, but
yeah.
Really, they're like almost exactly the same other than window placement, you know.
Well, I do like your window placement more. We're working with salvage glass, which basically you had a bunch of RV windows you salvaged on your...
all these windows are just stuff that we pieced together and saved from building from other camper projects. It's like you build one camper project and you're already thinking about the next one, so I figured having extra
You built
stuff.
Another... I'll put a link to a video of a camper build that you did. You built one? Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, it's a Dodge. I built it on a 6BT Cummins powered Dodge, and it's an old M1031 military box, aluminum military box, that I cut the roof on and welded a taller top and a cab over sleeping area. That truck's awesome for long trips, but these are great for just being nimble and light and tight trails and things like that. Yeah. So, and local trips. So
a little closer to home.
It's a right tool for the job. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Pretty cool. So my needs are pretty simple when it comes to camping. The reason is, I've been backpacking for over 25 years, and when you can fit a week's worth of stuff to go camping in the mountains in one single backpack, there's really no reason to overload when you go car camping. I've also done lots of kayak camping and over thousands and thousands of miles on a dual sport motorcycle. In a motorbike, you basically got 3 bags that fit all your camping gear, tools, and food in. Some people may need space and lots of comfort to go camping. I don't. So until next time, I hope you enjoyed it. A few words to take away from this video is, if you're out in the woods, you camp, make sure you leave the campsite cleaner than you found it. It doesn't take more than a simple old garbage bag from a grocery store to use. Pick up some other people's trash, pick up your own, and bury your poo. No one wants to see your poo out in the woods, including you, so just bury it. Alright, until next time, take care. Bye.